Sorry. And then now let's go to next stage. So let's create the entity for base model. So here we are giving a root directory, base model path, and then params weights. So let's update in the config.yml file also. Root directory and base model path is there. Params weight will be importing from params file. So let's run this now. Configuration manager. So in configuration manager, it will be running, reading the config file in params file, and then getting us the necessary information to create the prepare base model config. Yeah. Then let's import YOLO now. So YOLO, this is the YOLO V8 is the model that we are going to use. Yeah. Okay, I will fix this error and come back. So I've fixed the issue. The issue which was caused by Ultralytics. So so now let's prepare the base model. So base model class we can go to right. This is a base model class. Once we get the base model from YOLO, so we are saving it in a path. So that is the base model path. We are saving it, and then we are actually copying the base model path from the root folder to the place of base model path. This is the method I found there because we are not able to directly save it to where we want. So that's why this type of workaround is required. And then now we can create them in class. Yeah, it's downloading. If you see it inside the prepare base model path, so you can see the base model.pt file. So now we can go and now we can copy these codes to the files. Then can copy the configuration manager. So I think this is already in the configuration manager. Then let's create the base model. Prepare base model. So this should be placed in their components. Copy the necessary files to get imported. So after this, let's go to pipeline and then create necessary files. Let's create the main file, and then sorry, main function. So as I said earlier, this file will be run in the TBC pipeline. So now we can go inside the next stage, that is the training stage. Okay, before going to training stage, we can ensure that it works in main file. So now we can run it and see. Okay, it's able to create it. Now we can get inside our training stage. So let's change the directory. Then now let's create the entity. So in this entity, root directory, train model path, base model path, then training data params are present. So I will, and then I'll create the config file for it first. So here root directory, train model path, which is to be stored after training, and then dataset.yml file path, and then base model path is being given. After this, let's import the necessary basic things for configuration manager. The configuration manager, we are importing the training config from entities. So after this, we are writing the training class. So here initially config is got, and then the base model path, from the base model path YOLO is initiated into self model. Then the training part is done. So when we call training will be taking place, and then the model will be saved here. So why we are doing like this is there is no, I think there is no custom save path for inside the YOLO itself. So to save the model, so that's why we are having a workaround to save the model in our custom place, and then we are having this kind of we are having a code which is to update dataset directory. So what happens in root, what happens in Windows is that like by default it will take the part of settings.yml file, and then it will the dataset parameter inside the settings.yml file, it will take it and then append it to the appended to the dataset.yml file which we are giving. So if you see here, uh, dataset.yml file, I will create it now. Why we are using this code is dataset.yml. So whenever we give the path of the training validation test images, by default what YOLO does is YOLO appends the path here. So it opens the path, it opens the path from settings.yml file here before the artifacts, and then it proceeds. So, but we don't want to do like that. That's why we are going this method. So this is the information of a user who created this dataset. So even if you remove this, it will work properly. It's not a problem. And then it should be app only while running in Linux machine. It should be the root folder where the dataset is present. But as of now, since we are in Windows, I'll keep it as dot. Okay, sorry, we are inside Linux machine. Sorry. So if you are inside Linux machine, I think, yeah, Okay, because I'm using Ubuntu, so I'll check it. What permission denied? Then I think it is not needed here. I'll check it. Check it while we are going forward because this is the error which I was telling about. So it's in home project folder. Okay, so we have to replace this here. Then in dataset OML also we have to replace the name. See if this works. Okay, this still didn't work. Yes, this part is already there is a issue for this in YOLO itself, YOLO repository itself. So that's why this issue is coming. So now it's fixed. Now YOLO will be training. So after it has started training. It will take some time. I will cut the video. So the training has ran. So we have got a low MAP score only because we ran only for a small epoch. If you increase the number of epochs, you can get a good score. So yeah, yeah. Next we can copy this code. Copy this code to respective places. comes under configuration. Then now training class, this comes under components. So we are not changing this alone, update dataset directory, because uh, we are going to run inside the Docker. Inside the Docker, the root folder is it will install inside the root folder only. So that's why I kept this as root itself, and then yeah, and then we can now go and copy the training part. So in the training pipeline stage 03 training.py. So here we can make the stage name, import everything, then we can copy the model pipeline. So this is a model training pipeline. Then we can write the training main class. So now we can copy it to the main class. So if you copy this to the main folder, yeah. So it is being copied. Okay. Now we can import necessary library for required for that. So after this, no need to run it because it will take some time to run. And then I'm changing that, replacing this path also to app, because inside the Docker we are going to have app only. So now let's get inside evaluation stage. So in the evaluation stage, so let's get inside the root folder. We are getting inside the previous folder, root folder, and then we are creating the evaluation config, entity based one. This is so evaluation config, and then configuration manager. So in the configuration manager, we are writing the path of the model, training data that will be fed, and then export model path that is being fed. So training data is dataset.yml. Putting YOLO. Also, in this evaluation stage, we will be exporting the model to ONX format. So this is also being done. Yeah. And then there was another one thing. Evaluation. Yeah, nothing. So we are exporting it, and then now we can run it. We can run the main function for evaluation config. So we have got some problem. Okay, dataset.yml file. So the MAP is low because we ran only for one epoch. Torchserve models. Okay. Yeah, so it will be copied to models folder after conversion. So now we can copy the codes, data class. So this will be going inside entity. Then configuration manager for evaluation stage. Evaluation component. So in the evaluation component, we are importing shuttle. And then we'll be importing evaluation config from entity and save JSON. Then path. there is a gone. So now we can write the pipeline state 04 evaluation.py. Stage name we are writing, then the evaluation pipeline class. So a configuration manager, and then the is initiator, validation config is caught, and then it's passed evaluation, and then the model is evaluated, code is saved and exported. So now we can go to the main. So evaluation stage, let's try to run everything and see once whether it's working or not. So in order to training to work, we have to modify. I think we have modified the file already. Okay. Evaluation pipeline object version.pipeline at stage 4 evaluation pipeline. So it will run right from data ingestion stage, then it will start to train. So okay, once the training is over,